right, our crappy culture. So Noel's mentioned this. He mentioned Kanye West, and we were talking about blue lies. Blue lies comes from things that the police say, apparently, but these are the lies we tell to fit in with our crowd, that we know aren't true, or that we feel, if we ever really examined it in our hearts, aren't true. It's like when you see the news organizations selling this Starbucks story, the guys being thrown out of Starbucks, as a racial incident, without for 1 minute just questioning their imagination whether that even makes sense for it to be a racial story. But they know they're going to get praise all around them. And this is how groupthink starts, and how people start to get radicalized and say stupid things because they're getting the approval of their peers all around them. So over the weekend, Kanye West gave approval to Candace Owens. Now, we on this show, we discover all the stars. We had Candace here at the very, very beginning. I just had her on because she's so incredibly beautiful. I didn't care what she was saying. No, I obviously did. She is incredibly beautiful. But we had her. We had Jordan Peterson on when he had like 600 hits on YouTube. We really have been ahead of the curve. So this is a good sample of what Candace Owens says about the way the left treats black people.
The truth is that the left wants to strap black people to this idea that they are victims. That's what it comes down to. They do not want black people focused on their futures. They want black people focused on their past. They like black people to be government dependent. They don't like to see black people that are free thinkers and are independent. And I think that's what Kanye West and myself represent to the black community, and that makes them very nervous.
Now, Kanye West, and I'm not going to send any love Kanye's way. He's a guy who supports people like Farrakhan. He's a kook, he's a kooky artist type. Like, artists sometimes create good stuff, but that doesn't mean you have to listen to what they say. But he tweeted out, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks." And immediately people said, Kanye West is supporting far-right activists. Nothing far-right about Candace. I mean, there's this utterly ridiculous. She's just a conservative who happens to have brown skin. That makes her far-right. They have to scare you into thinking there's something wrong with her. All she is saying is your life will be better if you don't treat yourself like a victim, and you're not doing anybody a favor when you treat them like a victim. She's talking absolute common sense. So compare her, because she and Kanye West stood his ground after all this. Compare them to Shania Twain. Had a great run back in, what was it, I guess the 2000s, had a really big hit, really big country superstar. And she recently said in an interview with The Guardian, the left-wing British paper, "I would have voted for Donald Trump because even though he was offensive, he seemed honest." And they just went on and they hammered her. And she finally had to apologize. She said, I would like to apologize to anybody for having an opinion. No, she didn't say this. If I've offended anybody in a recent interview with The Guardian related to the American president, the question caught me off guard. As a Canadian, I regret answering this unexpected question without giving my response more context. When I talk about how catchphrases make us stupid, surrounding ourselves with people who agree with us, people apologizing when they get attacked, all this stuff helps to make our culture more stupid. If you have an opinion, stand up for your opinion. Stand up for, all you were saying is you would have voted for him. You liked him because he was an honest guy. He was straightforward. He had more appeal to you than Hillary Clinton. You don't have to apologize for that. And by browbeating people into apologizing, you make yourself stupid because you create the impression that they actually agree with you when they actually do not. Obviously, this was Shania Twain's real opinion. Obviously, it was Kanye West's real opinion. You don't like it? Say you don't like it, but this bullying of people, this Twitter ganging, what do they call it? Twitter ganging or something like that, of Twitter attacking people into pretending to change their minds, simply confirms you in your blue lies instead of starting to listen to the fact that other people disagree with you, which might broaden your sense of the world. All right, we've got Jonah Goldberg tomorrow. I've actually read his book. They sent it to me early enough, so I got to read every single word of his book. Great writer, really love talking to him. Be here for that. I'm Andrew Klavan. This is The Andrew Klavan Show. Oh, hooray, hurrah. The Andrew Klavan Show is produced by Robert Sterling. Executive producer, Jeremy Boring. Senior producer, Jonathan Hay. Our supervising producer is Mathis Glover. Technical producer, Austin Stevens. Edited by Alex Zingaro. Audio is mixed by Mike Cormina. Hair and makeup is by Jesua Alvera. And our animations are by Cynthia Angulo and Jacob Jackson. The Andrew Klavan Show is a Daily Wire Forward Publishing production. Copyright Forward Publishing 2018.